Today we're going to be talking about anger and the different ways we handle anger and where it comes from. And I don't know anybody that I've ever met that doesn't experience anger of some type. And it's how we handle it that makes it good or bad. Anger was given to us by our Creator for a purpose, and the purpose was this basically. And the Scripture says that be angry but don't sin. And so that tells you that anger is a gift from the Creator to let us know that something's wrong in our world. And when we trigger, we step back, take a time out, and look at the whole picture and see what needs to be fixed. But dysfunctional anger is very destructive. So there's constructive anger that was given to us, and we're wired for it because it lets us know there's something that needs to be resolved in our life. And there's destructive anger, which we trigger and go off and destroy other people, situations, or circumstances. What we're dealing with is anger is always a secondary feeling, never a primary feeling. Anger is always secondary. Underneath that secondary feeling is a primary feeling that needs to be resolved. So when I was talking about Connor, I would take a time out and say, what you said, I reacted to, and I felt this way. I felt, not you stupid idiot. I felt. I'm owning my trigger. And so my primary feeling would be maybe helpless, hopeless. We're going to look at this in the next session. But that would be my primary feeling. And if I can get in touch with my primary feeling, then the anger starts to melt away and I resolve my conflicts. Anger is always a secondary response to a primary feeling that's been triggered. And when we can identify the primary feeling, we will start resolving conflict in our lives. Child, when the chemicals come into the brain at about 8.5 to 9 and manifest themselves from 11 to 15 years of age, the child moves from the age of directives to the age of decision, where the child then has the chemicals that if something is going on, the child can see the whole picture, think in abstract terms, think in hypothetical terms, and start taking control of its life. But if a child is wounded below that age of 9, the child locks up, and because of the lockup, the child lives for the rest of its life on what we'd call an intravenous chemical drip of adrenaline. And that makes the child agitated. It's part of the reason that we struggle with ADD and ADHD, and we lock up to a point that the emotions don't mature, but chronologically we do.